Welcome, everyone. It is week 3 of the root chakra. If you guys don't know about Panacea Sundays, I'm Coco. I am life coach, spiritual coach, just someone trying to help you get through life. So I wanted to, if you guys haven't seen my other 2 videos, we talked previously about healing the root chakra and what it looks like, and then just introducing it into your everyday life, and just signs, and let's talk about it. So the root chakra is also the foundation of our energy system, located at the base of our spine, and is associated with feelings of stability, security, and groundedness. To ensure this chakra and this area is moving right, it's good to nourish it with certain type of foods and also taking care of yourself. And so this week we're going to be talking about nourishing with different type of foods in meals. If you are someone that eats a lot of heavy like processed foods, it is going to require you to eat less of that and incorporate more vegetables and fruits in your diet. So keep that in mind. So you won't be able to kind of like balance them out by still eating them and adding more nutrition to your diet. So yeah, what type of food? First of all, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. If you guys watched the past 2 videos, hopefully you're working on yoga and meditation and practicing just different techniques to get in touch with your creative side, your intuitive side. Also, like rooting yourself and grounding yourself in reality is going to be super important. So yeah, what type of food should you eat? What type of foods do you guys think that you should eat when dealing with the root chakra? I hope you guys are thinking fruits and vegetables that come from the earth. It could be nuts, spinach, peas are going to be really good, but specifically you're going to want to eat carrots, potatoes, and beets. Those are some of those fruits, like potatoes, they actually have to be underground for them to grow and give them like less. It looks like you're giving them less nutrients, but they're surrounded by a lot of nutrients. Let me slow down. You're surrounded by a lot of nutrients, so those are going to be better for you to just kind of integrate in your system as side meals or even like smaller portions of meals. So if you're someone that really likes, again, starches, like potatoes or foods that are really filling, you could do like potatoes as a side, but maybe not fry it. Maybe you can bake it. Maybe you can skillet fry it with some grapeseed oil. So there's ways around it. You just don't want to make it the base of your meal a lot of the time when it comes to a lot of starchy foods. And I just found out that you want to let them cool down. So when you eat starch and you eat certain foods like rice and potatoes, and you eat them while they're hot, I guess they have more sugar content in them. So you're gonna wanna let it cool down and maybe like reheat it like the next day. And having meals that maybe like fried rice, that's something that you would let the rice cool down, or usually be used with leftover rice. And so because these foods grow underground, they have a strong connection to the earth, and making them, and they make ideal grounding and balancing energy chakra just enhancers. I feel a lot of the time when your root chakra again is out of balance, you're going to feel insecurity, you're going to feel doubting yourself, you're going to feel like you have no direction. You most likely, the connections that you have with people are going to be very surface level, and they're not going to, they're, hey, how are you? I'm doing good. Maybe we should hang out ever so often. Okay, And so I think these things are great just to kind of be aware of, because a lot of the time when we think that we're grounded in a situation and we already made the decision on impulse and we think we're doing the right thing, it turns out being something that we usually don't like, or something that we usually don't enjoy at the end. Okay, that's something that I can teach you from experience. And so yeah, so also you want to incorporate, that's a new word, check it out. You want to incorporate protein rich foods. You want to incorporate protein rich foods. Protein is essential for building and repairing tissue in the body, especially if you guys are doing like yoga or doing any type of working out, or whether you're going for long walks, you are going to need protein, because generally most of you guys are going to work and then taking care of your kids, or doing something after work, or doing something before work. So at least, get the protein in there if you're not going to be eating all day or eating small snacks throughout the day. But yeah, so it's essential for the tissues in the body. And you want to incorporate beans, lentils, lean meats in your diet to help support the root chakra and energy and support stability. And so you can see that a lot of these foods are already from the earth. Obviously, we're going to be talking about a lot of fruits and vegetables, but these ones specifically, like beans and lentils, they grow on vines, and vines have to get really deep into the earth to get like nutrients. The further you go in the earth, there it's hotter, it's, you know, the climate changes. And so same with trees, there's an ecosystem throughout all the plants and trees, that they connect with each other under the roots. And so that's very important, because usually down there is not damaged, nothing's touched, it's strong. We see the trees, I'm sorry, let me slow down again. Every time I just get so passionate. So trees have a really deep rooted ecosystem, and when you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables that are just kind of deeper in the earth, they're a lot more enriched. They grow there, so they're kind of sitting there and nestering. It was like 555 on the time when I said that. Anyways, stop playing around with you guys today. Also, thank you for coming back. If you're someone who's come back and watching these videos and getting a lot of insight from them, again, I just like to make it fun and give you the information, just so you have the tools. The more you know, the more you can, you know, adjust your life and keep readjusting your life and customize your life to what you want. But if you don't really know what you're doing, you have to start somewhere. And again, this information is very general, and I'm not telling you that this is what you should do, but I recommend that a lot of these things could be very helpful to your growth, to your mental health, to the people around you. It's definitely they'll see a difference, especially if you're working on yourself, you know. You're gonna represent and show yourself in a different way. And so let's see. Also, you want to incorporate, next we're going to talk about incorporating the type of foods that are red. So of course, strawberries, some red beans. What else do we have? Apples, tomatoes. These are all going to be wonderful things. And those are all different variations. So a strawberry texture is different from an apple. An apple is going to be different from a pear. And your body just needs that nutrients. The more that we can take in, and associating it with the color red, every time we see the color red, we get a little bit excited, or we feel like things are passionate. And so when you eat red fruits, that's going to be the reason, like, hopefully, like when you start building stability, when you see the color red, because it's also a primary color. Green, I said green. Why didn't I just start off with red? Red, yellow, and blue are primary colors. So also they are like the meridians of like our body. Anyway, we won't talk about it. But at the root of it being red, red is also an infrared color, because there's no like color on the spectrum that like goes on from there. A reason also why they associate it with hell. Anyways, I wish I could like edit these things out, but I'm not going to, because it's time consuming. And again, back to what we're saying, eating red foods associated with the root chakra, it's going to help you stay balanced. You're going to remember when you see the color red, it's a primary color. It's a foundation color you need red to make a lot of different colors. So it's a foundation for you when you see the color red. Usually it's associated with color stop or emergency, whatever that feeling is for you. That's how you know how serious it is. So if you thought emergency, or if you thought passion, all of these actions and all of these words and nouns are associated with an action or something that's going, or something that, you know, it excites you, it brings a different energy out of you. So that's kind of what you need to start, is like the energy from, yeah. Anyway, so also I feel this isn't on like my list of notes or anything. I feel like when dealing with the root chakra, again, we're talking about if you have any back issues, any lower back issues, specifically if you're a woman, if you have any issues in like your uterus or your ovaries, also any pain in your legs, any issues with your legs or your feet, like discoloration in your nails or your toes, dysfunction of your toes or sensitivity. This all associates with the root chakra, because when you start taking care of yourself, and again, red is like an alert color. So if that, okay, let me slow down. Because if you have any of these symptoms, or something that you need to, it's an indication that you need to work on your root chakra. If all of these senses and all the things that I mentioned are not working properly. And I know it's very general and vague when I say that, but the more you give to yourself, like when we think of love, we think of the color red, and the heart chakra is actually green, but we'll talk about that at a different time. But yeah, as you're healing yourself and things are happening, because I'm not saying like, well, obviously, no, because I'm just going to be honest. If you have issues like endometriosis, PCOS, for men, like lower back pain, testicular cancer, what is it? What are those things called? Polyps in your colon issues, all that extraness and all that is because you need to pay attention to your root chakra and what type of foods you're giving your body. And if you're giving your body too much of one thing, it's going to overconsume that, and then it's going to start reflecting in your body. So if you're somebody that is, let's see, for myself, I like to eat a lot of chips, so that dehydrates my body. So sometimes my skin looks dry, and sometimes, yeah, like my lips, like they're dry because I eat a lot of salty foods, and also because they're processed, they're not doing anything for me. I was like, I didn't have another example. But yeah, I just wanted to say indications will show up when you need to work on your root chakra. And to be honest, everybody needs stability. I was also going to say that it shows up in the fight or flight response. And so if you guys don't know that, please look it up. I'm not going to give you the information on it. But with fight or flight, if you're always in that area, that lets you know that you could be like head on and your intuition could be on. You can have an open heart chakra. You can have an open throat chakra. All these meridians could be open. But when you don't have a rooted root chakra, I guess. Okay, if you don't have a rooted root chakra, you tend on making the wrong decision, and then it starts to play out in your character. So if you're somebody that is always like, okay, this is going to be the right decision for me. I researched it. This is great. Like I had a conversation with multiple people who are experts, and this is the greatest decision for me. If you're not thinking down the line of how this decision and how you putting all this energy in this decision is going to affect your future, then what's the purpose of all this energy that you're doing right now? Because if you lose it, you're going to be disappointed. Again, that's an indication that you need to be rooted in yourself and know yourself a little bit better. Take care of yourself so you understand what you need versus what you want. And then you'll stop running into those decisions where you feel like you keep making the wrong choice or picking the wrong person or choosing the wrong job or going back to situations that don't serve you anymore. So that's where that comes from. Also, we want to stay hydrated. It's a good balance if you have any fire, water. So red, people would think that blue's the opposite anyways, because fire and water. But you want to stay hydrated just for maintaining the energy as well. Because if you are working on yourself, like let's say you're exercising and you're opening up your hips and you're starting to eat better, your body usually goes through a change where it's just like, okay, what the hell is happening? Because usually she'll do this for like 5 days and then we're done. But if you constantly do it, you're pushing your body and it starts to get uncomfortable. And water is going to kind of like ease all that tension, because you working out every day and not digesting enough water, also eating processed foods and trying to work out and not having enough water, and then also not giving yourself enough rest and proper like time alone, you know what I'm saying? So your brain is always active. So there's a lot of things that are happening. So focus on one thing at once, and water is going to help flow with all of that, because it's going to, obviously you're going to be using the bathroom a lot. So you're not going to have time to just make hasty decisions. And then the water is going to just, again, water is a great transmuter for energy. And maybe we'll talk about it. We could talk about having like charged waters and, yeah, just kind of using like manifestation water. I know a lot of people have done that before. I've tried it, but like in a different way. I wasn't drinking the water. Also, water is important because it's going to flush anything out of your body. So if you are someone, because I'm saying for myself, okay, you guys, if you are someone that likes to indulge in a lot of the processed foods, and I snack on a lot of the processed foods, like I can't have them for like dinner, but I'll be like, yeah, I'll eat these, like it'll be like chips. What kind of chips? Different kind of chips. Chocolate at certain points in time. So I'm not perfect. I don't think you have to show up perfect to work on yourself, but that water is going to help filtrate everything that you've been putting in your body. So imagine you're just like, I feel like shit right now. And you wake up and you're like, damn, I got to do this workout. Damn, I got to go to work and all this extra stuff. But then when you start to drink water, everything starts to move in your body. Your stomach starts to feel good. You don't feel as hungry all the time, and that usually makes people very irritable, is when they don't know they're hungry, or they're not eating foods that are of substance, like they don't have any substance, no minerals, none of that. And then they're like, oh, I'm irritated, but your body is just running on nothing except for thinking that your stomach is full, because it's really not. Your body took in none of that nutrients that's in that food. So having water is super essential. Try to charge your water with some pink Himalayan salt and lemon, or key lime is even better. And yeah, that's it for water, you guys. You guys know how to drink water. Try to get also some alkaline water. That's going to be best for you, or some spring water. Try not to get bottled water. I know it sounds crazy and I know it sounds excessive, but I think it makes a really big difference. Also, you guys are paying like $25 for a 24 pack of water. I don't know how much the water is, $16. I don't know, $10, $5, whatever. They're putting chemicals in the water, so you guys are thirstier. Okay, look it up. Again, I'm not doing this for you. You heard what I said, so look it up. And it's not good minerals either, because why would we need minerals in the water if the water is already supposed to have minerals from the spring or the mountains? Okay, because it lasts longer. It's water. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Let's talk about mindful eating. I like this one. I am kind of a foodie person, but I'm not at the same time. I just like the way food tastes, I guess. And then I like when it's presented well. It makes it taste better to me for some reason. But let's practice some mindful eating, this week. I think that practicing mindful eating can enhance your nourishment, can enhance the nourishment of the root chakra, and taking time to savor each bite, chewing slowly, and appreciate the nourishment that the food provides. This mindful approach to eating can help you connect with the energy of the root chakra and promotes a sense of groundedness. And so really what we're trying to do here, you guys, for you to be grounded, everything has to be still. Like if you see plants are not growing, blowing in the wind. Those are leaves. Those are branches. Those are, you know what I'm saying? Things that could be, they're in the environment. And so when you take time to eat and you just like are grateful for the food, or you're just like, man, like I love this 5 minutes of like me eating this burrito, even if it's something that's not nutritious, even if it's something that somebody made for you, even if it's like someone could have gave you a snack and you're like, oh my God, like let me just savor this for the moment. Because sometimes we don't get those little moments throughout the day. So again, for plants to grow, they have to stay. For trees to grow, you have to come back to the tree to water it. The tree's not going to notify you to water it. So you need to be able to appreciate the small moments. Also, when you chew slower, it helps your metabolism because it thinks that you're eating more food. And then you can also chew your food more, so your body can digest it better. So that's going to help with your metabolism. That's going to help with the fullness that you have. That's also going to help with your digestive system and how you poop. And I'm like, what other ways? Like, also, if you think about it, if you just hurry up and eat the food, how do you remember what the food tastes like? Oh man, I don't know why I say these things, but yeah, you guys get it. Try to savor each bite, chew slowly. My mom would actually tell me that because she's always like, I'm not hungry. And then I'm watching her eat a salad. She's like 47 bites on one bite of salad. And I'm just like, yeah. And she's just like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, what? So I started picking up her habits and just eating slower, enjoying the food. This might be the last time I might get to eat this food, depending on the food and depending, on the food choices that I'm eating. Or I might not be able to eat it for a really long time, or it might be just sometimes you go back to the store, right? And they have something you like and you go back again and they don't have it anymore. Savor the moments, the moments, the moments. Let's see. Yeah, so also if you chew your food. Okay, one thing that I noticed, I know this is super off topic, but if you're someone that drinks a lot of smoothies and you're realizing that you're not losing weight, is because when you eat fruit, it's different than blending the fruit. Blending the fruit has like more calories in it than you eating the fruit, because our saliva breaks down. It has like enzymes to break down, the fruit, versus like you blending it up. It's creating more calories. I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you guys ever feel like you're not losing weight, it's because you're waking up in the morning and drinking a smoothie, and then it's adding more calories. And we only have a certain amount of calories that our body burns a day, especially if you're not working out. There's a very certain number. I'm like, I could tell you very, very certain number. I can't give you the number. Look it up. Look up your number based on your weight and height and all that other stuff. So yeah. Let's get into also the impact of processed and unhealthy foods on the root chakra. So again, we talked about processed foods, but an extended, like if you're someone, everyone's going to be at a different journey. So again, if you guys have watched my first video, we're going to use an analogy of someone who's healing. So like, you know, people will say that they're healed, but like healing, someone who is in the journey of like healing to their next part, and someone who is like stagnant and like in the same area of their life, whatever, you get it. So starting with the person who usually constantly eats processed food and they don't care what they eat, and they're eating, you know, burritos from the dollar store. And I'm not gonna lie, that used to be me. So I'm not saying that can't be you. If that's where your struggle's at and that's where you're at, I used to do that. I used to eat noodles. I used to have no food. So it's like, I get that that's where you're at, but just stick with me. Just stick with me. So if you're someone that, yeah, but some people choose the lifestyle. They're just like, you know what, I could have better. The $5 I had could have been on a salad, but I'm going to spend it on this, you know, 5-piece at Popeyes. That's the constant cycle that they're in. So they're not going to have any new energy except for going and doing the same. They only build up enough energy to go to work, come home, take a nap on the weekends, visit a friend once or twice, and then the time that their body is fasting, I was like, we might as well get into it. Your body, okay, so the time that your body is fasting at night, if you eat before you go to sleep, your body isn't able to heal itself. It's working on the food that you ate. That's a lot of the reason why people don't have dreams, or they say that they wake up tired, or they wake up with their stomach hurting, or a lot of different reasons. That's why they say, you know, stop eating 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep. Try not to eat, you know, unhealthy foods. Having dessert added after dinner is also a bad idea, but that's something that we inhabited over time. I'm not saying it's a horrible idea, but we can also have healthier choices. You guys get it. We live in America. So incorporating different foods in your diet is going to also be beneficial to how you sleep and how much nutrients your body gets and how much energy you have. So this person over here who is just choosing the McDonald's diet, they necessarily don't have the capability and available brain space, like aura space, like their body is filled with food that isn't giving them any nutrients. So there's no type of energy or gravitational pull for them to attract anything in their life. And I don't mean in their life. I just think that when people are like, oh, I'm tired, like I'm trying to find the energy, like you're in a ketosis, like your body is full with different types of sugars, processed food, French fries. I'm guilty on the French fries, but different things like hamburgers, chicken nuggets, things that you don't need because it's not giving you any nutrients. And I get that it's fast, and I get that you want to be able to hurry up and get on your break. But and then I just want to point something out. These are the same people who say that other people had opportunities in life. Some people do get opportunities, but I feel like we get equal opportunities in our own way. So the people who have the McDonald's diet, I feel a lot of the time claim that certain people get different opportunities because they're just special, or they're, you know, God's favorite, or whatever it is. No, that's not necessarily what the case is. Your energy is too low to attract or magnetize anything to you. So when you complain about things and you want to say that I want to change XYZ about my life, you know, and I tried once, but like the second time was tiring, or the third time was tiring. If you had a better nutritional diet, you would be able to have more energy, and you would be more excited about the things that are coming into your life. Okay. Let's talk about the person that is half working on it. They go back. So maybe 1 week they work on it. Maybe 1 week they go back. This is like kind of like where I'm at sometimes, until I'm just like, okay, I'm completely done with this. Something needs to change. And so, sorry, I had to look at the time. Okay. And so the person who's working on it, going back and forth, also gets stuck in that time loop of they'll get a little bit done, and then the next week they don't get anything done. And then they'll get a little bit more done, and then the next week they don't get anything done. So it's like they're stuck in just a bigger cycle. This person over here is in like the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, go to work, go home, go sleep. That's their cycle. person in the middle is like, okay, let me create a routine. I'm going to the gym. I'm working out. I'm eating better. Next week, lazy, lazy, lazy. I'm going to the gym. I'm working out. I'm doing better. Lazy, lazy, lazy. So it's just like they have a bigger cycle, even though they're doing more, they have a bigger cycle where they're not doing anything. And then it puts them in this place of like, man, I feel like I can never get forward, or there's not a breakthrough. You do have to be consistent with these things for you to see a dramatic, like things have to be dramatic on both ends. So if you're trying to change, it needs to be a dramatic change, or you're going to feel like things are not changing. Okay. The person who's healing and working on themselves constantly, let's talk about that. They also are stuck in the cycle. Surprisingly, we're all there. I'm trying to tell you, we're all at the same pace. It just depends on how you handle it. So this person probably has like a routine that they do. They do go to the gym maybe like once or twice a week, or they're working out and getting things like super active. They know what type of foods that they should be eating. Maybe they like to eat like avocados, rice, sweet potatoes. That's their deal. That's their jam. And they're working on these things. So they figured out what their food is and what they can intake. They do still eat processed foods from time to time because they're working out, but their goals are going to be different. But then I feel the two people who are working on the smaller cycles. So their goals are going to be, okay, well, I worked on this for a month and I want to start my own business. I worked on this for a month. I learned this. Okay, I'm getting hit with new paperwork. Okay, I learned this. I get hit with new paperwork. And sometimes I feel like when you're in the healing phase, there's things that are happening to you where you have to be isolated from people. So you can't always focus on, it's like you're focusing on your mental space and you're focusing on like your creative space. So there's not always room to be around people and be in like that social aspect, because you feel like you're working on yourself so much. You might miss out going to that barbecue and being around people and kind of being in their routine to get extra ideas or to get extra motivation or to hear people. And it's just to interact. You need new interaction, because a lot of the time the people who are healing and working on themselves that looked healed to other people, they don't like to be around a lot of people because it's just a bit much. They're able to overanalyze things, and it's just on a grander scale. So looking at the 3 cycles, the person who is non-consistent doing this every day versus the person who does it like once a week or every other week versus the person who does it once a month. And sometimes the cycle's bigger, but it's however long you can take that you can create the consistency, the bigger the change is going to be. So once you guys start focusing on the things that you eat, and it's just small things. First, get out the processed stuff and the sugar, especially the sugar. I tell anybody, if you want to start eating healthy or you want to start like working on yourself and notice a change, take out all of the sugary drinks that you drink and just drink water. Just drink water, drink tea if you want to drink that. You can even drink cold teas. Make sure that you're not using processed sugar, and you're going to see a huge difference in just the anxiety and the pressure just come down. Like I feel a lot of the time when people have sugar and their anxiety levels like at the top, and they're just like, okay, what's next? Because you're chasing a sugar rush and your sugar high. But if you're not drinking things that are already going to make you anxious, then that's something that you can just check off your list. So then you can focus a little bit better. So you can try to put meals together, because it is hard. We're going to talk about it. We'll talk about some meals, but it's hard putting meals together when you feel like your body wants to crave sugar. And that's like in all ways. So like bread, rice, pasta, and it does taste different. I hate to say, you guys, it does taste different. So it's going to take a lot of consistency and motivation for you to put yourself in a place where you feel comfortable enough to just say, what's one thing that I can cut out so I can see a dramatic difference, and just cut that thing completely out. Let me see. I know I was talking so much that this went off. So yeah, avoid processed foods. Are often too devoid of nutrients and can disrupt the balance of the root chakra. Opt for whole natural foods instead, as they are more nourishing and supportive to to the chakra's energy. And so again, having like organic foods, you guys get the deal. Like the whole thing, that the little vegan movement and the plant-based movement, I hate to say it, but that's where it's at. That's what's going to give your body enough energy for you to fulfill these goals. And so let's see, what else should we talk about? Let me give you guys a couple of different meals that you can do if you are somebody. I actually have this on, I have like a 30-day meal plan on or a 7-day meal plan on my website in my link tree. So you guys can look at that. Actually, I'll post it for free, and then I'll make another one that's a little bit more extensive, because the one that I made was vegan, and everyone's not going to eat vegan food. But if you still eat cheese, that could be another reason why you feel sluggish, or you feel like you can't really think properly, or you feel like you have a brain fog, or you forget things easily, because that's also sugar. Surprisingly, they add a lot of sugar into cheese. Like if you guys are eating Kraft and not, again, the organic cheeses, you're not seeing it come straight from the cow. Most likely they're adding a lot of different chemicals in there. And again, you just have to choose one thing. So if you're somebody that likes to eat Sour Patch candies, or I be listening to things that I like, you guys, so obviously I eat this stuff. Or like, I don't know, jelly beans. What do people like? I don't know, whatever you guys go to, just cut that one thing out. So if you eat chips and like a candy, cut the candy out first, and then work on the chips. And then when you work on the chips, then maybe you can work on the drinks, and then, you know, eliminate one thing at a time. What else? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about a meal that you could have. So you could do something where you do black rice, sweet potatoes, corn on the cob, and then you can like fry some like mushroom, or you could just have like a sweet potato or a stuffed, or you can make like a mushroom burger. I was gonna say you could do like a stuffed bell pepper, but you can do like some bell peppers, cut them up, and yeah, just kind of mix it up. Just put a bunch of vegetables on a plate. That's literally what it is. You're going to get a bunch of vegetables, whether it's mushrooms, broccoli, carrots, and then you're going to make the meals that you usually make, but you just don't add the meat. And if you want to add the meat or have substitute meat, I'm not going to recommend any type of fake meat to you guys. I would rather you have mushrooms, or yeah, different type of mushrooms, or potatoes or something like that. And then yeah, just season it to perfection. Take cooking classes, or just try and fuck up, or follow someone else's recipe. You can't follow my recipes because I don't have them. I use other people's, and I just make them up myself. So I hope this helps you out on different type of fruits and vegetables. You want to eat seeds a lot, just like, again, things from the earth. Just try to get more vegetables incorporated into your body. You do want to eat apples, but the red apples, Gala apples, Fuji apples, regular red apples, but those don't really taste very good, so I'm not going to recommend that. And then if you guys feel frisky, just try out your own recipes. Again, you can do this one time a week. If you are incorporating any type of working out, or again, yoga or meditation, try not to do them all on the same day unless you are able to do them all on the same day. Maybe do yoga on Sundays, meditate on Tuesdays, make your own meal on like Saturdays or Fridays, or, you know, when you have time. Don't try to incorporate everything into one day, especially if you're working crazy nights, or if you have kids, or if you live with people that aren't going to accommodate to your new lifestyle. You're trying to better yourself. I do have to get out of here soon because I do have an appointment, but I hope you guys really like this video. I'm sorry it was brought to you late, but it's always on time. I'll leave my socials at the bottom, and then more information about what type of foods that you can eat in the description box. If you guys like these videos and you'd like to see more, be sure to follow me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.